Big time superstar from WWE has an injury. Bryan Danielson has legitimate heat with someone from WWE. Triple H has ditched scripted promos, more news, and of course, our top 10 list. This is just the all effing wrestling show.
I'll let them wrestling show.
Coming to you live from the FN Worldwide Media Studios, located in parts unknown. It's the
All Effin' Wrestling Show
with your host, Canada Dry and the JFB.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon. When I see you tonight, good evening. I am the Ayatollah of rock and roller. Just Jericho stole that from me. I am the JFB, James from Boston.
And if you don't know me, why don't you know me? I am the patron saint of professional wrestling, blessing you every single Sunday. Touch your screen and receive your blessing today. I'm Canada Dry, and you should receive a blessing in the mail in 20 days.
Man, the mail, it takes forever. This is
they don't come like overnight.
Yeah, no kidding. Welcome to another.
Sometimes you got to work for them.
Yes, you do. Yes. Welcome to the All Effin' Wrestling Show. Where
what?
Your tagline.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about? Where are we going? Where we are going to talk about nothing until nothing is absolutely enough.
All right. we're a little off brand right now. That's okay.
We're off.
That's okay. It's all right. It's been a long couple of days. You know,
so
we had to come up with
soda to reinvigorate me.
Yeah. So we have two big announcements before we get to the rest of the show. First of all, we want to wish Noob and Company on Twitter. He's a huge
right now, Noob. Right here.
There he is. Good afternoon.
Happy birthday, Noob.
Happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Woo! Let's do the birthday dance.
It's your birthday. Have a couple presents. Have a couple presents just for you. Just for you. That was from Garfield and Friends.
Yeah, we can't sing actual happy birthday because someone owns the copyright, and I hear they're very litigious. So,
dude, does somebody actually own the copyright to the?
I think somebody does. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a studio like Warner Brothers or Sony. Somebody owns the rights.
I thought it was originally public domain.
It was, but somebody swiped in and picked it up.
How do you swipe public domain?
I have absolutely no blessed idea. I have no idea, but I can tell you this: by God, we still wish you a happy birthday, Noob and Company. And for those who are familiar with our show formats, every Saturday we have a show called The Magic of Wrestling with Liam. He's our backup goalie. He's always here in a pinch. And we have a little bet with him. If we can get 100 views on his episode, he will wear no shirt, no shoes, but he'll give you the service. That is for sure. So
he has until the start of his show next week on Saturday. And I believe it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets 100 views before 2 p.m. Eastern time, look it up on our channel here. Just scroll over. There you go. There's the Magic of Wrestling. And watch it as many times as you can.
Heck yeah. YouTube.com/effing wrestling. Go ahead and give him his views because we want to see business in the front, party in the back. Liam.
Here he is, Liam.
I'm here now. Liam, you are going to lose this bet.
I told Liam this is the last time I'll mention it, but I cannot speak for you, and I cannot speak for Bree.
Yeah.
So this is the last time I'm going to advertise this. because I don't really want him to feel all awkward on. But you know what? At the same time, I do. So
we like putting people in unpredictable circumstances. That is the name of the show. That is the shenanigans and the jocularity that you get. It's like a kick to the yam bags, my friend. Justin's on the show. Yeah, we need 100 views. Yeah, so spread the word. Share
Justin Mossasini, also known as the Laugh-O-Matic 500.
Yes, the Laugh-O-Matic 500. He is plugged in and ready to go. We're going to have him on the show real soon because just to pop him is a show enough right there.
Okay, so the other announcement is we have a new show, which is this show. Yeah. I don't know what we call it. Maybe All Effing Wrestling Show after Raw, after Dynamite, I mean.
Yeah, after Dynamite. Yeah, every Wednesday.
After Dynamite. After Dynamite.
Yeah.
Tune right into the show, and we'll always have some guests on and just talk about what went on.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Dynamite, what happened, our thoughts, our reviews. We'll make it nice and quick. Quick. All right, so let's get to
Joseph says we have 40 right now. So
he's coming
a week is not hard.
100 is nothing. I smell
he's gonna be sweating.
I'm gonna contact a farm out in Bangladesh or something where I can get like 1,000 people just to watch that episode, just so we can get them without it.
Oh, I feel bad for Liam. This was my idea.
All right, so before we get to the main event, which you can see scrolling at the bottom of our screen, let's course get into the news.
From the four corners of the globe, from our studios to your home, this is FNN, the FN News Network, starring Canada Dry and the JFB.
I forgot my coffee cup, but here's my Coke. Damn it.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Okay, so it's time for Canada Dry's random fact of the week.
I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it, kids.
This is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
Cherries are just tiny plums.
Wow. I did not know that. As a
right? You don't think you're eating a plum when you're eating a cherry, but pretty much it is.
Wow.
Just a tiny plum.
It's just pretty
much the same thing, just tinier.
Wow. Under the Learning Tree is brought to you by Channel UHF 62. All the great hits and more. Channel 62. Wow, that's pretty impressive. So let's get to the news. Big time backs. The Coke is by JFB. It is.
And we have a report.
I'm sweating now.
He's worried.
So Big Time Bex has a legitimate injury, and they are putting her out for several months now. They didn't give away what the injury was, but it was during SummerSlam.
I know what it is.
What is it? A brain injury?
She's having a baby.
She's having another baby.
Having a baby. No, she's not.
Bryan Danielson has legit heat with The Miz, and The Miz actually tried to get him fired when The Miz went on that tirade on Talking Smack. Everybody remembers that drop, that shoot promo.
So what was it? I never heard about this.
Oh, we'll put a link in the notes. Basically, Danielson was calling The Miz out on something, and Miz just went freaking nuts. And whether it was a work or a shoot, it got people interested in The Miz and Bryan Danielson.
That was a legit Miz moment where he was actually.
Yeah. And so Bryan Danielson revealed that him and The Miz have legitimate heat. They do not get along in real life. Triple H has ditched the scripted promos and is letting some improvise. Good idea or bad idea? We are in the Triple H era. This is uncharted territory for us. Since we all grew up. What?
He's talking about the cherry. I don't know.
Okay, now I get it. And not a cherry. Yes. Yeah, you're busting a plum, my friend.
For those that don't know, I'm going to call Alex Haney
Yeah.
while he's sleeping when we do the All Effing Wrestling Show after dark.
I like it. He's not going to be, the saltiness is going to come out, and we're going to have to get the censor button working. Pat McAfee talked about parts of his match with Baron Corbin were actually not good. He talked about a couple of missed spots, and he talked about it being just too humid, and the air was really heavy, and the long walk that those guys had to take to get to the ring. I personally thought it was a really decent match. I had no issues with it whatsoever. It was a couple of botches here and there, but I mean, that runway to get from gorilla position all the way to the ring, like, there are still people walking it right now trying to get to the ring. I mean, it's longer than the Catholic wedding.
Which one are we talking about?
The Pat McAfee, Baron Corbin, but the SummerSlam in
right.
Nashville. Yeah, this last one.
You know, that wasn't a bad match at all. But
no, I thought it was really good.
I'm not really good, but it was okay. It is possible.
AEW files a trademark, All Elite Women, hinting at maybe a possible women's only show. I, for one, would love to see it, because I think the one glaring issue with AEW is they're not really focused on women wrestling right now. With the exception of Bret and Thunder, you have a buttload of talent.
Well,
you have Serena Deeb, for God's sake.
Bret and Thunder, they're aimless right now too.
Oh yeah, they're like
no one in the women's division, except for maybe Jade Cargill.
Yeah,
but even her, she's a baddie, and she's the champ, and that's it.
I agree.
Everyone's they really need to focus on the women's division. I really liked when they had that women's tag team tournament.
Yeah,
and they had that every Monday.
Yeah,
I thought that was awesome. I enjoyed watching that.
Absolutely. And because it got more people invested in women that you may not see except on Dark or on Dark Elevation, or even Rampage. To see them on AEW Dynamite was actually really impressive. My wife says we don't want our own show, just include us in the group. Of course. Joseph Graham, you're always welcome.
Problem, though. They do need their own show, because the networks aren't allowing more than one match, so that's the only way we can get them their time.
Well, we're going to talk about the network, because there's some interesting news, but let's get to Tony Khan on a podcast talked about that he does have a fear of AE talent leaving and going to WWE. I'd say the big glaring one, is MJF. I mean, we've not heard from MJF since the promo. We're assuming it's kayfabe suspension, but backstage, people are saying that Tony Khan has not talked to MJF since the promo, so he's not appeared at shows. I
wonder if it was legit.
I'm beginning to think maybe part of it was a shoot, because he's not done any appearances anywhere. I mean, no signings.
They didn't mention it.
Yeah,
right after it happened.
Yeah,
so maybe it started out, and then at the end it was just like, whoa.
Yeah, I think maybe he took a step over the line, and that's what caused the Tony Khan to do that. Dakota Kai, who appeared at SmackDown or at SummerSlam, said that her call up was completely last minute. She said that Triple H gave her a call approximately about 4 to 5 hours before the show was scheduled to start. She drove out. She was pretty close to Nashville. She drove out, hopped in the car, drove to Nashville, showed up, got in the ring gear, and then escorted Bayley. So I thought that was pretty cool. Lex Luger says that despite his health and mobility issues, if he was to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, he would walk the stage to accept it. I'm not a Lex Luger fan. I think he's very much a two-dimensional character. He always has been, but he's been parts of some amazing storylines in WCW, WWE.
And he's really cleaned up his life and turned it around.
Yeah.
What about Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux?
They are back. That's right. My Lex little bit. Killer Kross.
You're mixing the two Lex.
Killer Kross And Scarlett Bordeaux showed up at SmackDown. They are re-signed with WWE. This is obviously a Triple H sign.
You know what I like about this the most, though?
Yeah.
Is that he doesn't have some stupid gimmick.
Yeah.
And he's got his wife with him.
Yeah.
Scarlett Bordeaux is part of the Karrion Kross gimmick. You need her as a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, he confronted Roman Reigns. Scarlett put the little time thing in the middle of the ring, and Killer Kross kept going like this. Time's coming. So we might have another legitimate shot at a guy who could dethrone Roman Reigns. What's up, Stella? How you doing? So let's talk about the network, specifically with Warner Brothers. Now, AEW, Dynamite, Rampage are on TNT and TBS, which are owned by Warner Brothers, which is now owned by the Discovery Channel. So they are slashing about $850 million from their books. So, for example, the Batgirl movie that we were all kind of looking forward to, gone. It's been canceled.
What?
The new Scooby-Doo movie, gone, canceled. They have canceled like 10 to 12 reality shows.
I'm so upset about the Batgirl movie because it was supposed to go hand in hand with the Nightwing movie.
It was. And in fact, it was in post-production. It was actually in the middle of being edited, and they axed
that makes me sad because if they were supposed to be combined into one big mash movie.
Yeah. So for those who are fearful of AEW possibly getting the cut, it is a legitimate possibility. Discovery, Time Warner wants to cut $850 million off their books. And I mean, regardless of ratings and the amount of pull, there's a good chance that we don't see AEW.
The thing is AEW profitable for them? That's all that really matters.
And nobody knows because it's private.
If it's costing them money, they're not going to want to do it. But if it's a profitable business, I don't see why they'd cut it.
Well, I think them being on HBO Max or on the Discovery Channel as a streaming option is probably not going to happen anytime soon. I think once the dust settles and the CEO decides, okay, we've cut enough of the fat, then I think we'll start seeing AEW either getting on a streaming platform or change channels.
It seems like they don't care about the money they spent. Like if Batgirl was in post-production, aren't you throwing money away?
Pretty much, yeah. $90 million. That's how much they threw away. That's how much the movie cost.
To save how much?
$90 million. Out of the grand scheme of things, with the 850 they want to cut, yeah. So our last news of the day, it's actually some good news. We always like to save the good news for last. And that is this. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. He just finished radiation for his cancer for a second time. So congratulations. Good luck. They said that it's pretty much under wraps. So Jim Duggan is very enthusiastic about it. So who knows? I mean, he could be around for another 50 years. He could be around for another 5 days. We don't know, but I'm glad that he's the cancer is captured and taken care of, and good for him. And that is our news. Wow. All right. Woo! Oh! Every time I heard him, all I could think of is Thundercats. Oh!
I liked him when Hacksaw Jim Duggan was wrestling in his later days in WWE, and he called the ladies a ho.
Oh, Canada Dry. All right, let's get to our joke of the week. This is
a good one.
Yeah, it's from Bree, one of our friends of the show. She is awesome. She always comes up with really good ones. Here is joke of the week.
FN Wrestling podcast talking about making sandwiches or eating sandwiches and like wrestlers who have sandwiches pants. Well, who needs sandwich pants when you have a shelf on your chest? So I had to go make a sandwich. So good. It's perfect.
Bravo. Holy crap, that was hilarious.
When you have a shelf. Oh, no, I don't got nothing.
Yeah, I don't have any.
No shelf.
Yeah, I don't have a shelf. I have a.
Shelfless.
I have
I'm
a
shelfless, damn it.
that was pretty freaking awesome. That is hilarious. Guys, if you want to be part of Joke of the Week, all you have to do is send it to either me, Canada Dry. You can send it to our interns, however you want to get it. And we will put it on the air. That is how cool we are. That's how we love to help our friends. Is if you got a joke of the week, keep it kind of clean. And it doesn't have to be wrestling. It just could be a good old fashioned joke. Send it to us. All right. Whew. All right. Joke of the week. Whew, that felt good. All right. So I think it's time for the main event.
The main event.
Here we go. The main event.
Gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
All right.
What if next season,
Yeah.
instead of the main event, we called it just thought right now,
Okay.
the main course, and it would be like food.
We could do that.
We could eat this like food for thought, you know?
Yeah. Food for thought. I like it. That's good. I'm writing that down. I gotta get a pen. I'm gonna write down. I'm gonna write down because you know I'm gonna forget.
One of these days, you'll write it down.
I will write down. All right, so our main event. It's been a while since we've done a top 10 list. It's been forever and a day and plus 2 hours. So we are unapologetic when it comes to
not saying sorry.
Yeah, we are unapologetic when it comes to the wrestlers that we grew up with that we love. Owen is one of them, and his brother Bret's the other. We are huge marks for Bret and Owen
and Piper. Don't forget
and Piper. Yeah, and Piper. And sometimes for Hogan. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah, every once in a great while.
It's still part of our childhood, damn it. So.
I mean, you know, who can forget the Hulkamania workout set with barbells and your own steroid syringe? So, I mean,
you know, I did steroids as kids. Who didn't?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't take my vitamins. When he said vitamins, yeah, I thought it was steroids. That's what I thought. And that's how I got this.
Can you help me inject this in my ass?
Oh yeah. So, anyways, let's get to. We decided we wanted to do Bret Hart specifically, but we wanted to talk about. We didn't want to talk about Bret, just random facts about Bret. We want to talk about the wrestlers that were inspired by Bret Hart, and that is what our top 10 is. This is an effing top 10 list of wrestlers.
These are essentially Bret Hart guys.
Yeah, guys who have shown either by copying Bret or by just saying he was the reason why they got into the match, into the business. So let's go with number 10. Joseph Graham. That's what's been said. I'm guessing the big name actor. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: when it comes to when a film is in post production, you can't really. You can fix it in editing. I've done it before where I fix stuff in editing. It can be done, but to waste that $90 million plus, regardless of whether it got good reviews or not, is just
it's about making money, the most of your money, right?
Exactly.
You think you'd try to make some of that money back?
Yeah, and it won't happen. But that's right. So let's go to our number 10. It is, of course, Chris Jericho. Now, while Jericho credits Owen more than Bret in terms of who influenced him the most, it's very easy to see some of the influences whenever Jericho hits the ring. Jericho is one of the last people to come out of the infamous Hart Dungeon, so it's incredibly easy to see the shoot style early in his career, especially when we were talking about Mexico and his work in Japan and the Smoky Mountain. Very much a submission shoot wrestler like Bret was. So what are your thoughts on Mr. Jericho at number 10?
Okay, so Jericho, even though they're saying he's the last survivor out of the Hart Dungeon,
yeah,
he was not actually in the Hart Dungeon.
That is correct.
He went to Hart Brothers wrestling school in Calgary.
Yep.
And I think he was saying it was like weeks before they even had seen a Hart brother.
Yeah.
And they're like, are they going to show up? I guess one of his first classmates was Lance Storm.
Yeah.
And then it was really cool that they became a tag team partner.
Yeah, because they became the Thrill Seekers in Smoky Mountain. And, that's another guy too, Lance Storm. You can see a little bit of Owen and Bret in Lance as well. I mean, he takes a very serious approach.
Definitely Lance. You can see.
Oh yeah,
very technical Bret Hart style.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go to our number 9, and that is going to be, of course, Kevin Owens, another in line of Canadian wrestlers who attribute the Hart family with getting them interested in the business. Now, while KO is also influenced by Owen, I mean, he named his ring name and his son after Owen Hart, there is some stuff that screams Bret. His swagger from his entrance all the way to the ring psychology tells the story of Bret. So let's talk about KO, Kevin Owens. I mean, he's a huge Owen Hart fan. We know that for sure. He's talked about it repeatedly, and he named his kid Owen after Owen. But you can definitely see a small matriculation of Bret in his style of wrestling.
Well, sometimes you don't actually even see it in their style, because we you don't want to be known as a Bret clone, right?
Yeah, correct.
But I think like the fact that Bret Hart made you want to become a professional wrestler.
Yeah,
you can be totally your own guy. But look at me, Mom. I did it.
Yeah,
I'm just like Bret Hart.
Yeah, and I think Kevin Owens has done an amazing job, really paying homage to Owen and to Bret and the Hart family and everything they've contributed. I mean, we've talked about the Hart family on our Top Wrestling Family 2-parter that we did, and they were number one. I mean, there's just Kevin. That's right. Kevin does share a birthday with Owen as well, Alex.
He has as many intercontinental wins as Owen.
That is true. That is correct. So a lot of stuff with Owen. So let's get to our number 8. We are talking, of course, about Serena Deeb. If you could mold a woman wrestler into the visage of at least one of the greatest male wrestlers, Bret, and you would get Serena Deeb. She's a juggernaut of a wrestler, and to be honest, she could probably out-wrestle about 75% of the men in pro wrestling. Like Bret, she is the total package. Her psychology as a ring general, the way she paces her matches is damn near perfect. As a shoot wrestler, no one compares. I can't name one woman wrestler in this world technically that can compete with Serena Deeb. What do you think?
I think Serena Deeb, she is the excellence of execution when it comes to women. I'd even say she's better than Natalia Neihart.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
It's just the way she wrestles, the way she gets you emotionally involved, makes it believable. As a heel, I absolutely adore her as a heel.
Oh yeah,
and she should have been the Ring of Honor champion. She needs a belt around her waist to establish the true greatness that she has.
Yeah, completely agree. I could not disagree with anything you just said, because in reality, she is a ring general. She controls that ring, whether she's wrestling a top tier female talent, whether she's wrestling a enhancement talent. She controls that ring and does it in a very Bret way, where she cuts
a little
the ring
secret
off.
here.
Yeah.
So Natalia Markova, the face of effing wrestling.
Yeah.
This is one of her dream matches.
Is wrestling Serena Deeb?
She would absolutely adore wrestling Serena Deeb. That if she did that, I'm sure her, you just you get to wrestle Serena Deeb. It's a benchmark.
Well, we're good friends with Tony Khan. I mean, we talk to him frequently throughout the day, throughout the week. So Tony, I know you're watching. You're watching under your incognito name, live streaming for us. But make this happen. Natalia Markova versus Serena Deeb. I promise you will not be disappointed.
Oh, you know what? I can see that match get like breaking through the walls.
Oh, yeah. That would be an amazing match. Absolutely. So let's go to our number 7. We are, of course, talking about Kurt Angle. This should come as no surprise that Bret was a major influence on Kurt Angle. Several times in interviews, Angle talked about how much of an influence Bret was when transitioning from Olympic gold medalist to the multi-time world champion and WWE Hall of Famer. While the comparisons between the both of them as technical wrestlers, the heat that Angle generated as one of WWE's top heels was paralleled to Bret with his heel run in the later part of his career in WWE. To get heat that big while being at one time a national Olympic hero shows the influence that Bret actually had on Kurt Angle. I mean, this is a guy who wrestled in the Olympics with a broken freaking neck, won the gold medal, and became one of the most hated wrestlers in WWE history. It boggles my mind. Like it's not the Iron Sheik, it's just, I mean, you wax poetic about Kurt Angle.
Okay. So Bret Hart, just before he went in the Hall of Fame, he went on the special, WWE.com or whatever the hell it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they had the Collins show. And someone asked, if you could wrestle anyone today, who would it be? And he wished that he could have stepped in the ring with Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine what a show those two would put on.
That is a dream match. And think about it this way. Look at the SummerSlam between Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart and how technical savvy that was and how everything was so crisp.
I think it would be even greater than that match for sure.
It would be devastatingly better than that match. And that match is one of my,
because Mr. Perfect liked to flop a bit.
That's true. He did like to flop. That is for sure.
Little flips and flops everywhere.
Yeah, but this right here is a dream match. And if you ask any wrestling fan, if you could have one match that never happened, what would it be? And if it's not
this one and Sting and Undertaker,
absolutely. So let's go to our number 6. Numero 6. We're talking about Edge. Look at that mullet. Holy cow. That is the gorgeous mullet I've ever seen on Edge. Holy Christopher Columbus.
And this is a talk show, a Canadian talk show.
This is a Canadian talk show.
It was called the Dinah Petty Show or something like that.
Yeah. I think it's a national requirement that if you are from Canada and you want to be a professional wrestler, you have to list Bret as your biggest influence. Now, many years ago, Bret actually offered him some advice on a talk show, but it was very brief. Hart looked for Edge after the show and offered even more advice. This led to Edge training with Bret, which led to Bret opening the door to WWE for Edge. You can see Bret's influence on how Edge controlled his pace of matches. There's two people that Edge has said were major influences in his career. Hulk Hogan being one of them, which a dream for him was he wrestled and won the tag team championships with Hogan. The other one was was Bret Hart. And I mean, what can you say? I mean, the ring generalship is absolutely freaking amazing when it comes to Edge. How he controls a match and paces it out rings Bret Hart to a T. What do you think about Edge?
It's funny because if you watch this clip on YouTube,
mm-hmm.
he almost kind of poo-poos him away.
Yeah.
But afterwards, maybe he felt bad and kind of.
I think it's hilarious. I mean, we have Edge. It's funny that was it Bret that put this video on YouTube? It wasn't Edge. It was someone else.
I think it was a fan that found it.
That's right. It was a fan that found it.
An old Canadian television show.
Yeah.
Based out of Toronto.
Yeah.
Called the Dinah Petty Show, I believe.
Yeah.
And I guess they just had him on,
yeah.
You're putting Bret on the spot. How do I become a wrestler? It's like, well, Bret's like, I don't know.
You just become a wrestler. I mean, here's how I see it. If for some reason,
I think it's even a hard question to ask Bret because he never did anything to get into the business.
Yeah.
It was just, my dad's a wrestler and I'm a wrestler. It's just
Yeah.
how it works.
That's how it works. You kind of get in nepotism.
Yeah.
I mean,
so like asking Bret Hart how to get into wrestling is like, well, you make sure your dad's a Hall of Fame wrestler.
yeah.
And they own Stampede Wrestling.
All I know is this: if for some reason that the nation of the United States was to topple and crumble down to the ground, which currently right now is not a long shot, and I had to move to anywhere, and I moved to Canada, and I had to get sworn in as a Canadian citizen, you damn well know I'm going to do it with a Bret Hart shirt on and the Bret Hart sunglasses, because by God, that's what it's all about. That's dedication.
You can say I'm on a show with Canada Dry, damn it.
Yeah, I'm on a show with Canada Dry, you damn bastards. All right, let's go to our number 5. And of course, we are going to talk about the Irish curse known as Sheamus. You don't have to be Canadian to fully understand the influence Bret Hart had on professional wrestling. His influence was felt worldwide and even reached the shores of Ireland. Sheamus, while working as a bouncer, had a run-in with Bret, who sat with him and gave him advice, including getting trained at the Monster Factory in New Jersey. After years in wrestling, you can see Bret. You can see Bret in Sheamus, especially how Sheamus sells his opponent's move. Just like Bret, he sold getting his ass kicked before coming back. Absolutely one of the best sellers in wrestling is Sheamus. Absolutely 100%.
Well, what I love about Sheamus is he was bullied as a kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, he's a big guy. You wouldn't think to look at him now that I think he was bullied, but
yeah,
he's got the white skin and he's got the fired up gingered hair.
Yeah.
So he was bullied and he fought through that.
Yeah.
Becomes a bouncer.
Yeah.
Meets Bret Hart and he's on his way. Just even that story, sitting having a beer with Bret Hart.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
That would be awesome.
Goodness.
I'm going to try to get one for you for Christmas, Canada Dry, called A Day with Bret, where you get to just sit there and hang out with Bret Hart, drink beer, and talk about the stories of long past. It's only going to cost me about $10,000, but by God, you're worth it.
Well, maybe just the signed sunglasses.
All right, let's go to our number 5. Our number 5, of course, is can't talk about Sheamus without talking about Drew McIntyre. Another guy from across the pond that owes a debt of gratitude to Bret is the Scottish warrior Drew McIntyre. As with Sheamus, Drew would watch hours and hours of Bret's matches to learn what made Bret stand above the rest. While in his early days cutting his teeth working for Irish Whip Wrestling alongside with Sheamus, they would actually recreate the Mr. Perfect Bret Hart match from SummerSlam of 91. He knew the match so well that he was able to recreate it years later with Perfect's son, Joe, or a.k.a. Curtis Axel. So let's talk about Drew McIntyre. What are your thoughts on Drew being number 4?
I just love the fact that they got out the old footage, and the only matches they wanted were Bret matches.
Yeah.
It just speaks to the Babe Ruthness of Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
That
absolutely.
Really comes back to that video. Bret, and the kid's there and he puts the sunglasses on him, and that's who Drew McIntyre was. He was the kid who yelled Bret.
Yep.
And Bret put the glasses on him, and he grew up and became Drew frickin' McIntyre.
Yeah. And I think what's really great is the one thing that I always admire about Bret Hart, outside of his wrestling acumen, was his ability to connect with the fans, whether he was a good guy or a bad guy. Punk better not be in the top 3 because that's a lie. Listen, Mr. Haney, you don't control the show, buddy. Okay.
Yet I heard that he's in talks to buy it.
Yeah. Ooh, geez, that happens. Who knows? It's going to be the All Haggis show
telling us what we got to say. Oh my goodness!
Talk about censorship of the yazoo. But the way that he sold, the way he connected with fans, good guy, bad guy, Bret. That's how Bret made a name for himself. you know, you had your wrestling fans who loved his wrestling style and said, hey, this is a real wrestler. They liked the seriousness. He took the business serious, sometimes a little too serious, and it was detrimental to him. But Drew McIntyre connects.
Noob, I got to say you're just a little off.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Just a
smidge.
I don't think Asuka's a Bret Hart guy.
Yeah,
Could be
no.
wrong.
But, you know, Drew McIntyre connects with the fans. Regardless of what crap storyline he's in, he connects immediately.
You got to ditch the sword, though, Drew. You got to ditch the sword.
It's his mom's sword. You got to carry it.
Is it really his mom's sword?
I think
his mom walking around with a sword.
I don't know if that's kayfabe. I think that's a legit.
I think it's kayfabe. It's not his mom's sword.
It's his mom's sword.
That sword is like 100% perfect, like Hollywoodish.
Yeah.
Mom hat. No. Not his mom.
I can just see it. Young Drew, this sword I'm bestowing upon you is what I used to kill your father when I caught him cheating with the haggis lady.
And then Drew's just like, do I have to have it? Yes.
It's just your birthright.
It's your birthright.
All right, let's go to number 3. Number 3, of course, is Kenny Omega, another Canadian wrestler coming in at number 3. There was an aura that surrounded Hart, and the closest person to capture that has been Kenny Omega. The influence can be felt and seen in how Omega tells the story in the ring, a facet that is long gone in the modern pro wrestling. You can see it in every match that Omega wrestles, that he's telling a compelling story to fans in attendance and watching TV. This is something that I feel modern wrestlers and modern wrestling does not have, and that's the capability of telling a compelling story in the ring, you know, because the wrestlers aren't mic'd. There's no dialogue. You have to be able to tell a story. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? What's the beef between them? You have to do that without conveying words. And Kenny Omega does that in spades, and so did Bret Hart. What do you think about?
I think he does it in clubs. I think he does it in diamonds.
Yeah.
While his wrestling style is nothing like Bret's, you're right. Kenny Omega, he's a storyteller. He's a ring general that tells a story.
Yeah.
And love him or hate him, he's great at it.
I mean, there's just something about it when you mention Kenny Omega to a real wrestling fan.
Without laughing, JV. What bullshit? Alexander Haney says, not me.
It's bullshit. That's your birthright.
It's your birthright, JP.
I mean, there was an aura about, and when you talk to real wrestling fans, like when you talk to people that are not,
he's dreadful.
He's dreadful. When you talk to wrestling fans who enjoy watching wrestling, that love the professional wrestling sport, and you mention Kenny Omega, 9 out of 10 times they're going to be like, Omega's probably one of the best wrestlers in the world. And so is Bret. I mean, worldwide, what happened to Canada Dry? Canada Dry disappeared, Haney. What did you do to Canada Dry? All right, I'm going to finish up while Canada Dry. There's many glitches in the Matrix, but I mean, something about Kenny Omega, there's just an aura about Kenny Omega that rings true with just about everyone. And real wrestling fans know very well that, you know, he is a major force. And hey, what happened to you, brother?
My camera said that Haney had put in some sort of virus to shut me up. So Haney, quit sending viruses.
Yeah, stop with the Scottish hoodoo voodoo crap, my friend. I will find you in Scotland. So
see, look at this. Look at this.
Denial of service attacked him.
I DOS attacked him.
So what do you have anything else to add about Kenny Omega?
I hope that he's back at all.
Yeah.
I would go over the moon.
Yeah. I was half expecting Kenny Omega to show up when the Bucks were getting their asses kicked. And Canada Dry is gone again. Good Lord. What the hell's going on in Canada? All right, I'm gonna soft shoe here until our esteemed, there he is again. Good Lord. What is the internet like a brand new thing in Canada? What is going on, guy?
It's that Haney, I tell you.
It's like but I was half expecting Kenny Omega to slide into the ring to save the Bucks from the Undisputed. And I mean, I can't be the only one.
See, he's admitting it was him.
Oh, jeez. I'm telling you.
He's got that technical.
He's just bitter.
Like
he's salty and bitter.
He's a computer geek at his finest. He can do that stuff.
All right, let's go to number 2. We can't talk about it unless you talk about FTR. You can call them marks, as some have, but I call them modern day old school wrestlers, harkening back to teams like Tully and Arn, and of course Bret Hart. Even while plying their trade and their talent wasted in WWE, you could see spurts of old style Bret Hart. After their release and subsequent signing with AEW, they had a stage to show off their markdom and on all things Bret. Whether it's Bret's ability to connect with fans, to making even more making moves look realistic, you can tell that the FTR loves Bret. You only have to watch the Dax versus Cash on the match during the Owens tournament. Most every move and bump was an homage to the Hitman. Hell, he even managed.
Yeah, you definitely can make the argument that they are number 1.
Yeah.
Definitely, I agree with that.
I mean, let's talk FTR. Canada Dry, what are your thoughts?
I don't know if everyone knows this, but there's a shirt going around.
Yeah.
That has Bret Hart, Dax and Cash, and CM Punk. And it says, underneath it says Sons of Bret.
Okay.
And Dax is wearing it, so I don't know, maybe trying to get Bret to be in a faction with him in AEW. I don't know.
I mean, it could very well be. He's not talent listed or has a legend contract with WWE, so who knows? Maybe. I love FTR. I mean, I didn't really like them during their WWE run. I thought they were completely misused. I think they were misappropriated, and then of course they come to AEW. I think they struggled a little bit, but
they weren't getting the push quite right away.
Yes,
because they're heels. But then as soon as they flipped them to faces,
yeah,
they became bigger than Wonder Bread.
Yeah, I don't even think they're true baby faces. I think they're very much tweeners. Because some of the stuff they do in the ring is
fight like an 8-year-old girl. Come on, you can't be.
Damn you, your fucking logic, Canada Dry.
Live long and prosper, JFB. Live long and prosper.
All right, but yeah, FTR, man. I mean, the Dax and Cash match at the Owen tournament was beautiful. I mean, it was an homage to.
I just wanted to, I'm not going to go full piss on your cornflakes here.
Okay,
but Excalibur is now in our bad books.
Why? What did Excalibur do now?
Excalibur, he also called Claudio's sharpshooter a Scorpion Deadlock on Rampage. Or was it Battle of the Belts? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't watched Battle of the Belts yet, so I don't know.
So beware, there's a piss in your cornflakes moment from Excalibur.
That's good to know. Freaking Excalibur. I feel bad for him. And to be honest, here's the reason why. Without JR and without Tony Schiavone in the booth, this man has to do everything with Taz. And don't get me wrong, Taz is a great commentator. But
Taz is a color guy. He's not your main.
Right. But Excalibur has to lay in so much crap in such a small amount of time. Yeah. I just feel bad for him. Like I either bring in Schiavone or bring in someone else that can let Excalibur actually take a breath.
We're a bit on a rabbit trail, but while we're on this rabbit trail, Mauro Ranallo.
I mean, he's coming back to what was it? there's a wrestling company he's going to start commentating
really?
for. Yeah. Maybe it's the Women of Wrestling. I'm not sure because they just got a new TV deal. So
just hearing him do that Omega match with the Impact versus AEW match, that was amazing.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our number one, Alex Haney. I hate to say this, but man, you're going to get super salty because our number one, and it is crap. It is CM Punk. Love him or hate him.
Punk.
Yeah.
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Do. Love
him time.
Love him or hate him, no one has love for the business of pro wrestling quite like Punk. All through his career, he would frequently talk about his love for the business and the integrity of wrestling. Now, after a 7-year hiatus, Punk finally found himself back in the wrestling spotlight and a platform with the hottest promotion. It gave Punk a chance to write a love letter to Bret in the ring. Almost every match, from Darby Allin, which was a move-for-move recreation of Hart's match against the 1-2-3 Kid, to his dog collar match with MJF, which mirrored Hart's match and finish against Roddy Piper. It should be known that Punk's respect for Hart is equaled, as Hart has said that he was the best of the last generation. CM Punk.
I want to address with this comment by Haney.
Okay, right. I'm going to call number one is bullshit right away. And Harley Race, Masawa, Randy Savage, Stone Cold have been following him since Ring of Honor. Not once did he mention Bret. He's mentioned Bret.
Here, the fact is, he didn't get inspired by Bret to become a wrestler.
Right.
But as he was a wrestler, he became a Bret Hart guy.
Yeah. And
to the point where he's saying, Bret is right. He's always right.
Yeah. I mean, he has said multiple times on multiple interviews, that Bret Hart was a huge influence once he started becoming bigger, not just in the Indies, but eventually signing with Ring of Honor, going to WWE. Punk loves Bret because Bret takes the rubbish. You're so salty.
I'm a salty one.
Bret loves the business, and we've talked about this briefly, but there's an integrity in the business, and Bret still to this day lives by that code of integrity, that the sport, no one is bigger than the sport. No one's bigger than the sport that they're participating in. And for that, that shows you that, he's got a respect for the business. He realizes that it's about the fans. It's what the fans bring. Fans will make you, fans can break you. You have to give them a good show. And that's what Punk does. I mean, Punk gives a great show, no matter where he goes and what he does. What are your thoughts on Mr. CM Punk?
Well, I've enjoyed watching those callback matches to the Bret Hart 1-2-3 Kid match.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed watching the Wardlow callback with Bret and Diesel.
Yep.
Just having those people because we have the technology now, people putting them side by side and you can watch them like, oh my goodness, this is freaking awesome. Just a joy. And you know what? As a result, I've become a CM Punk fan.
Yeah.
I haven't always been a CM Punk fan.
Yeah. I was a Punk fan about a year before he went to Ring of Honor. I through tape trading, I found out about him, Ace Steel, Cole Cabana, a couple other guys from the Chicago area that were wrestling in IWC. There was something about him, just his swagger. There was just something about him. But when he got to Ring of Honor,
I think we have a few honorable mentions, maybe, or two, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and name one.
Is that Claudio?
Yeah, Claudio. Claudio is a huge Bret fan.
Yeah. Good friends with Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, Tyson Kidd. Also, I mean, we talked about Lance Storm. I mean, again, another guy that believes that the sport is, no one is ever bigger than the sport. You got a lot of guys who believe that, oh, I'm a big time WWE superstar. I'm bigger than the business. And, those people could not be wrong by a million miles. I mean, you got to Why would I want to watch a cover, and when can I watch the real thing?
He's talking about the CM Punk replaying the match.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Sami Zayn,
Sami Zayn. Yeah, Sami Zayn is
Natalia
Yeah.
Neidhart.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely Natty. We could talk Teddy Hart. He tried to emulate his uncle as much as he possibly could. Before
Teddy Hart, hell of a wrestler, probably the most talented Hart after Bret and Owen.
Yeah, and was signed to WWE at age 16.
Just couldn't get the rest of the life to line up.
Yeah,
just a train wreck of a life.
Oh God damn! I mean, we want to talk about tragedies, and that's Dark Side of the Ring should do an episode on just Teddy Hart because it's sad.
Yeah, you'd like the wrestling ability of Teddy Hart.
Yeah,
he had it all.
Yeah, and he pissed it all away.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's our show. Holy Christopher Columbus, man! We wrapped that up. That's a nice package that you can bring home to mom. It is, yeah. I mean, Bret Hart means a lot to us, and he means a lot to other wrestlers. And there's great articles. Sports Illustrated did one where they talked about the influence of Bret Hart.
Okay, wait. Maybe Noob had a point.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Oscar was a Bret Hart.
I was not aware that Oscar was a Bret Hart fan. I knew that she liked Muda, but I did not know that. So
thank you. We apologize. We are gracious here.
We were unaware
when we have been bested.
we've been taken down by the salty one.
The salty one wins again.
Yeah, so we'll put her in honorable mention. I mean, maybe we'll put her as number 11. I mean, Oscar. I mean, look at the way Oscar wrestles. She's a ring general. She paces the matches. She knows how to cut corners, cut off the ring, make the ring half the size that it is. I mean, the Empress of Tomorrow is pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, Claudio is a Bret Hart guy. We're going to have another Hart. What was that?
I'm not sure.
We're going to have another Hart family breakout because, I mean...
Who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed our top 10 list and the adventure that it took. Of course, you can always find us on. Oh, we got new shirts. Yeah. Well, my shirt is.
Wait, I'm not wearing anything.
Wait, I'm not wearing what? That's not my. That's not a.
You're not Liam.
do. So, anyways, yeah. It's After Dark with the JFB and Canada Dry.
Wait, should we call at the show After Dark or After Dynamite?
After Dynamite.
Yeah.
After Dynamite goes the boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can go to our website, fnwrestling.com. Are you there? Good. Just go a little bit down, a little bit further. Yeah. See that little line of all those icons right there. That is all our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, you name it. We don't stop. We are on every social media that there is, and we interact. So if you reach out to us, we will reach out and touch you, but not in a dirty way.
They're in the show notes at the bottom. You can find every single social media at the bottom of this.
Yeah, at the bottom of our YouTube page. Yeah. While you're at it, click like and subscribe if you really enjoyed our show. If you like our podcast, we do drop the audio on Mondays. If you leave us a 5-star review, the JFB will read it in a Scottish accent. So if you leave us a 5-star review,
and if you don't like our podcast, why don't you like our podcast?
Yeah, why don't you like our podcast? Look at what we give you.
Yes,
the jocularity.
The jocularity.
Yeah. You give us 1 star. You give us 1 star, the JFB is going to hunt you down. He's going to find you. He's going to open up your door right in the yam bags, baby.
Right in the yam bags. And remember.
Yeah.
We are big in Japan.
We are. Yes.
A double exciting, super happy fun show.
Super happy fun show. We are
double
huge
exciting, super happy
in Japan. Huge. Giant.
So I think it's going to be a a shirt with the fingers blurred out? Because you can't show that in Japan.
Yeah, no, you can't. No, they have very strict laws. We're going to abide by them.
Yeah.
You can find our tees, speaking of which, at prowrestlingtees.com/F and wrestling. And if you are a huge old school wrestling fan and Adrian Adonis happens to be one of those guys, then
maybe that's a name.
yeah, Dynamite After Dark. I like it. www.prowrestlingtees.com/Adrian Adonis. You can get the Adrian shirts. We have the Markova fan club shirt on our FN Wrestling store. So if you want to show off that you love the badass with the great ass, you can get that shirt and many more at prowrestlingtees.com. And yeah, I think that's it. Well, we talked to Hogan. Obviously, Hogan is not a fan of Bret Hart. You know, he didn't try to recreate Bret Hart's greatest moments. But what did Hogan think about the influences that Bret had?
Well, he said, brother, Bret Hart had like this many people that he influenced, brother. Well, I have this many people, brother. And I was like, Hulk Hogan, I can't even see the numbers you're holding up. Please use your words. And Hulk Hogan hung up on me. And so, was it Hulk Hogan 4?
I think so, yeah.
It's Hulk Hogan 4.
Yeah.
FN Wrestling 402. Canada Dry out. And remember, just keep fighting.
This has been an effing worldwide media production. You can find us on all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and others. Head over to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/effing wrestling. And while you're there, click like and subscribe. Want some swag? Head to our store at prowrestlingtees.com/effing wrestling. You can find all these links and much more at our awesome website, effingwrestling.com. As the JFB always says, you can book it.